Hey guys, a video popped up on my feed about Michael Conlan in the Olympics. I didn't watch the fight live, but it was saying that he'd been cheated out of the result basically. So I decided there you go. That's the video I watched there. Um, Basically, I went to school the rounds and see for myself because I'm not biased. I don't favour Russia or Ireland. I'm Scottish, so it doesn't really affect me at all. But I wanted to score the rounds unbiasedly and see how it came out. So I did it round by round, watching it on the full fight on YouTube here, and here's what I've done. There we go. So round one, the Irishman lands well in making the Russian miss. On the other hand, the Russian is the aggressor, and his punches are more effective aggression. And I would score that 9-9 draw. Now, the way that boxing is judged, there is the aggressor who gets, should be looked upon favourably for being the aggressor, and there's also such a thing as effective aggression. So if you're the aggressor but you're not doing anything, it doesn't really mean too much. But if you're the aggressor and your punches are effective, then you should be scored well for that. I noticed in the first round, the Irishman was always on the back foot, always skipping away from punches, and which on one hand looks good, it looks flashy, it looks great, but it's not effective aggression. MD can run around a boxing ring, but in all fairness, he did do his boxing was great. It was great boxing in terms of that. So, but it's just how boxing is actually scored if you look at the rule book and the judges' manuals. Round two, the Irishman is much better this round. Effective punches. He was the aggressor. Both fighters were charging that round, but he was what I would say the effective aggressor, making the Russian miss wildly. It's worth pointing out how often the Russian is headbutting and getting doctor attention. Now, the reason I say that is because when you look at the slow mo replays, the Russian is leading with his head deliberately, very deliberately. Um, and for me, I didn't take a point off in this round for it, but it was noted, if you know what I mean, just in case to give him the benefit of the doubt. And he was getting doctor's attention quite a lot, which is also worth pointing out that judges would look at that and go, right, okay, is he being effective this round? He looked very, very clumsy, the Russian, but he was aggressive, but he was very, very clumsy. He was wild, he was missing a lot. Conley was making him miss very much. So I would score that around 10-9 for the Irishman, very much so. Round three, good round from both fighters. Russian is more effective puncher. Irishman is landing well but not effective. He went back to doing the same thing as he did in the first round. The Russian was headbutting wildly and missing lots this round, but is the aggressor for most of the round. I would have to give it to the Russian for how many times he shakes the Irishman badly with his punches, although I would have deducted a point for the headbutting. So last round a draw 9-9, meaning the Irishman wins the fight based on the second round. That's how I score it. That's how I see it, guys. So I would say that the Irishman should have won, but I'm seeing the people complaining about it, and it's not just as easy as he looked better. Well, it's not about effect like who looked better. You have to judge it, judges' manuals and what the criteria is they're looking for. But again, the Irishman did win it, in my personal opinion, from unbiased time. But there you go. Thanks, guys.